What happened to the rest of the smiling critters? We already know we have little versions of these animals, but they're just their mini toy copies. They have originals, big monsters of which we've only seen Catnap and Dogday, and now they're both gone. What happened to the others? Thanks to the company founded by Elliot Ludwig, we got sucked into a very weird story where monsters rose up, took out all the company's staff, then monsters started fighting against monsters. There appeared to be so-called good and bad ones, and here we are unexpectedly in the world of smiling critters where it's not quite clear who's who, but Catnap is definitely bad news. Dogday seemed good, but his body was taken over by smiling critters that ate him from the inside, and overall, those are only 2 characters we know about. We saw them in the game, but what happened to the rest, since according to Dogday's stories, they existed. So said dying Dogday, calling himself the last of the Smilers. But is it really so, since we still have Catnap? Why didn't he mention him as one of the last? Maybe Catnap was the only crazy and evil monster, and the other smiling animals didn't succumb to evil somehow. Even their mini copies can't be called pure evil. Catnap scared them with death or hunger, and in the end, the little critters got so wild they started chomping everyone down. Turns out, Chapter 3 left us with a lot of questions, and we'll learn a lot in Chapter 4, which will definitely be pricier than the third, because the third was more expensive than the second. But that's logical. As they say, time moves on, prices go up. Dogday, for some reason, many are still debating what happened to him. Strangely enough, he died. It remains a mystery to me how he survived and lasted until our arrival. In the end, out of nowhere, little smiling creatures appear, eat Dogday from the inside, then they take over his body, and it's like several smiling creatures in the shell of a huge Dogday are chasing us. Maybe they'll use this shell to the end. But I want to draw your attention to something. We saw with our own eyes what happened to Dogday. And what if finding out what happened to the rest of the smiling creatures could be through cardboard stands? Maybe the developers left their voice messages not just for fun. They don't explain in detail what could have happened to them, but still, there are some scary hints at terrible events. In the cartoon about the critters, there might also be a reference to how they all died. It's indicated by Dogday's position. Look, he lies exactly as he hangs in the game, and it's quite an interesting reference. And what about the others? Bubba Bubbaphant, the elephant, appears only in references or as a revived little toy. In the cartoon, Bubba is placed at the very bottom, but it doesn't tell us much, just like the placement of other smiling critters. Only Dogday has a reference. Let's listen to what he says.
I'm Bubba Bubbaphant. Hey, I remember you. An elephant always remembers. Want to know what I remember about you?
The scream at the end might suggest that Bubba probably met his end. Maybe at the paws of Catnap, and his standard phrases likely hint that elephants have a very good memory. And the last thing our little elephant remembered was his own death scream. Kickin' Chicken, what happened to him? We never see his big version anywhere. The only reason is that Kickin' Chicken is gone. So what can his cardboard version tell us?
Hey, I'm Kickin' Chicken. Want to go outside and hang out? It's looking pretty rad outside. I've never been outside before. Will you come with me? I'm scared. Here, follow me. I'll step out first.
This just got more interesting. Did I catch that right, or were we given the approximate location of the chick's demise? It seems he ventured beyond his native location, that is, out onto the street. Maybe at that moment, Catnap saw this as a betrayal, as if the chick wanted to escape. I wouldn't be surprised if the chick really wanted to do just that, because what happened in Playcare after the Hour of Joy, it's total madness. And maybe the chick was one of those who didn't want to support Prototype. He tried to leave the location, not necessarily directly onto the street. He could simply have left Playcare, but death caught up to him. I warn you again, these are just my assumptions. We don't have exact information about what happened to the other smiling creatures. The developers might make us guess what happened to them. Among such interesting cases is Picky Piggy. Spoiler alert. Picky Piggy doesn't scream at the end of her voice message. She even says some pretty creepy stuff like how tasty her friends are.
Hi there, I'm Picky Piggy. Let's eat. Roast beef, delicious. Grilled chicken, down the hatch. Speared elephant, yum. Played unicorn, still hungry. Hey, what do you say you and I be friends?
Yeah, it kind of makes you not want to anymore. Man, she seriously talks about wanting to eat her friends. Maybe she actually did it, though some of the smiling critters aren't mentioned. Roasted meat, a dish that can be made from any meat, but with grilled chicken, it's pretty clear who it hints at. Not to mention the baked elephant and the butchered unicorn. And then there's the question, was Picky Piggy actually on Catnap's side? After all, the cat doesn't necessarily kill those who are categorically against Prototype. Maybe Picky Piggy did something wrong, wasn't too loyal, didn't worship Prototype well enough, and Catnap took it as an insult. Anything could have happened to her. Among the dishes, there's no mention of a roasted pig, oddly enough, but for example, Hoppy Hopscotch could have become a roasted rabbit. There's no hint that she was eaten by the pig or anyone else, but at the end of her voice message, we hear her scream.
I'm Hoppy Hopscotch. Wanna try hopping to the moon with me? On 3 with me. 1, 2, 3. Heh. Didn't get very far, did we? Again. 1, 2, 3. Nope. Still didn't make it. Listen, this won't stop until we make it to the moon. 1, 2. No, don't look at your feet. None of that matters. Again. Jump.
Hoppy Hopscotch might have been minding her own business. I mean, she was just hopping around. Maybe Hoppy Hopscotch tried to avoid her fate. Notice how the cardboard cutouts of the smiling critters appear in some sort of sequence. Then, Hoppy Hopscotch wanted to use her ability to escape from Playcare, but as we see, it didn't work out for her. Bobby Bear Hug. By the way, she, like Picky Piggy, doesn't scream at the end of her voice message either. However, she doesn't say any creepy oddities about wanting to eat someone or hug them so tight as to suffocate them. No, the bear asks for help, as if her spirit is still talking to us.
Hi, I'm Bobby Bear Hug. Wanna know how much I love you? I love you to the moon and back. I'm crazy about you. I'm lost without you. I've been lost a long time. Please, take me with you this time. You won't leave me, will you?
Most interesting is that right after this cardboard cutout, we come across Dogday. Does this mean that the next character survived? Because if we follow the logic that each encountered cardboard cutout of an animal represents characters who died one after another, then Crafty Corn should have survived, since we've already seen a live Dogday. And still, what's going on with the unicorn?
Hi, I'm Crafty Corn. Can you help me with my painting? Pass me the blue, please. Thanks. Now, can you give me some red? More red, please. Out? But we can't be out. You're hiding more red from me. I know you are. Give it here!
I'm shocked. It seems she was killed too. Quite interestingly, she says we can't go outside, which at least might confirm my previous reasoning that some of the smiling creatures wanted to escape and tried to do so, but they were caught and punished with death. Therefore, the frightened unicorn says we can't go outside. Perhaps at that moment she was doing her favorite thing, painting, which exactly refers to a picture and paints. At that moment, Catnap could have heard them and then got rid of both the unicorn and the dog. Maybe at the location where we were and met Dogday. Crafty Corn was dying somewhere behind a wall. Or maybe he was eaten much earlier. These were the last smiling creatures Catnap destroyed. What do you think happened to them? Write down your reasoning, your thoughts, and theories in the comments.